Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is I, Paul.
I'm Shauna. Hello.
And this is the Temboway. So we're so glad you were all here. So very glad. It's been 1 week. I'll say that for sure. Anything interesting happened for you?
Just the usual, starting finals prep, gotta get ready for those exams.
Good old exams.
Get ready for summer.
Coming
that kind
up.
of thing. Yeah.
Coming up.
Yep. That's
Anyway,
what's up.
so tonight we're going to be talking about a very important topic titled "Don't Kill the Baby." Don't kill the baby.
What is this?
What is this baby you say? We'll find out. We're going to go on a journey. We're going to try and get in and out of this conversation today. But if we go along, we go along. If we don't, we don't. I mean, let's get into it. So, don't kill the baby. Meaning, simple as this. I was thinking earlier this week about what our video should be about. And I heard something that kind of inspired this. And it said, it's easiest to kill things, to kill ideas, to kill movements, motivation, while they're in their infancy stage.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Very easy. Why? Because it's just the beginning. You haven't put in a lot of work. You haven't put in a lot of effort into it. So
No commitment yet.
No commitment, nothing. So if you cut it off, boom. It's easiest to kill things while they're in the infancy stage. This is why we are saying don't kill the baby.
Perfect.
Number one. We're going to address a couple of things tonight. We're doing it in a different format, so bear with us. For anybody that joins in while we're going ahead, if you have questions, feel free to ask. If you have comments, feel free to make them. Share, subscribe, like, tell your grandparents. We're here. So the first thing we want to talk about is knowing what your biggest enemy of progress is.
Yeah.
Right? What's your biggest enemy of progress? I know specifically for me, it's the fear of failure. That's sometimes, honestly, that's what holds me back sometimes from going above and beyond or going to the next level. And I've had to learn, I've had to go through the process of being okay with, listen, failure is a part of the process. It's very natural. It's very normal, right? That's how you learn through experience. Yeah. So for me, my biggest enemy of progress is fear of failure. How about you?
Mine is definitely fear of judgment. Whether it's your parents or like your friends or just like people who see like what you're doing, what's going on. Fear of judgment is definitely my biggest one. Not necessarily like I'm like, oh, like they're gonna hate me or something, but sometimes people just like put their 2 cents in and they're like, oh, I don't know why you did that, and like in the back of your mind you're thinking, oh, should I have done that? But that's definitely something that gets in the way for me personally.
So definitely there's a bunch of different fears that we can be faced with. There's a bunch of different obstacles we can face. But in light of that, I think it's important to then remember to be you, be me, be Shauna, be Paul. Yeah. Right? It's so important to be you because number one from the jump, if you learn to be you, if you accept, not even learn, if you accept that you are you, I am who I am, it makes that whole process easy. Right? Because now you're working in a reality that you're aware of. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
So you're trying to say, if you know yourself, you know how you can go about.
That's why she's here.
This idea.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
So be you. That means, for Paul, if my enemy of progress is fear of failure, Paul also is very confident. Right? It's almost like a contradiction. So Paul has a fear of failure, but Paul is very confident. Which, as a result, over time, I've kind of lifted one above the other, and this being the confidence one. I want to say what's up to Ryan. Ryan, what is your enemy of progress? Hello, what's up? But
it's his birthday.
It's your happy birthday to Ryan. I did text you. Happy birthday to Ryan. What's up, man? Welcome. So, we have my confidence definitely overcomes my fear of failure. And that in turn, because I've learned to be me, I've learned to be Paul. I've learned to do what Paul does. Yeah. Right? So even if I look into a new task, a new energy, whatever, no matter what the fear is, maybe it might not work out. Maybe it won't go the way I want it to go.
Yeah.
Even like live videos. Maybe some live videos don't pop off the way I want them to pop off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they don't. But I still come into it like, yo, I'm going to kill this. Now, you remember before we started, I'm just like, let me get myself ready.
Confidence.
I'm going to get into this. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to go after. I got my hype song moving.
Exactly.
We're going to get after this.
Exactly.
So that's how I've learned to be me. Do you have anything to add to that?
That kind of goes along like with myself.
Sip on
If
this
I have a
Chick-fil-A.
new idea, if I have a new idea or something new that I'm trying to approach,
Uh-huh.
I definitely have to, you know, talk to myself like, hey, like you can do this. Like you are a queen, girl. You got this.
Right.
Got to do your power pose. You know, if you stand like a superhero. For
Never
a little
done
bit,
those.
Then it works.
Boom.
It's all about your mindset.
Do power poses.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful. And kind of going into that. So,
Yeah.
you're learning to be you, and you're learning to, you know, just kill it, and you're learning to go after it, and then you get confronted by your first obstacle, or your
Yikes.
second, or your third, or your fourth. You get confronted by obstacles.
Ooh.
Now what?
Oh, well, okay, first of all, don't give up. Because you know, like, once you hit that first obstacle, that's when it gets really scary. You're like, oh, like, this is a sign. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this because there's something that's getting in the way. But stick with it. Like, it's definitely way easier said than done to kind of stick with it. But I don't want to go into, like, the next point. But, like,
I mean, I like what Caprice just said. Caprice, what's up? So positive self-talk, right? That's a part of being you, as well as being faced by obstacles.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be like, yo, I got this. So I was talking about it earlier, where I was hyping myself up before the video.
Yeah.
For me, getting in front of the camera is not natural. It's not. I didn't grow up like, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I didn't do any of that. So getting in front of the camera for me is not natural. It's easy for me to get in front of a crowd, but to get in front of the camera, it's a whole different ballgame. But check this out. Check this out. So if I hype myself, if I talk to myself and I'm like, yo, I'm going to kill this, that positive self-talk,
There you go.
you go far, right?
Right there.
And so especially when you face so you come head-on collision with these obstacles,
Yeah.
and the obstacles can be whatever you want it to be. You're starting a new job, you're starting a new idea, you got some tough classes,
That's good.
I don't know, you're taking your driver's test, I don't know what it is. You're trying to learn aerodynamic physics, I don't know if that's even a thing, thermonuclear dynamics. You're learning that. This is your obstacle. So first of all, I think it's important that you have to be able to embrace your reality. It's a two-part thing. Embrace your reality. Know what you're facing. Understand almost everything or everything that it encompasses. Right?
What do you mean by everything?
So, look, if I'm gonna let me give you an example, right? So, I'm gonna use a skydiving analogy.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm gonna go skydiving,
Yes.
and I know skydiving is all about the descent, the thrill, that quick free fall. What is my obstacle? Jumping out of that plane.
There you go.
What's holding me back? Well, there's a couple of things. So obstacle one, making the mental decision, I'm gonna go skydiving, right?
Yeah.
Obstacle two, getting to the plane. Obstacle three, I'm gonna pay for the thing. Obstacle four, actually getting on the plane. And then obstacle five, jumping off the plane. And obstacle six, landing safely.
Yikes.
So let's just say it's a 6-step obstacle problem.
There we go.
So I've made up my mind. My reality is I want to, my wish, my dream is I want to skydive.
Yes.
My reality is there are a couple of things that are necessary in order for me to get to the point of free fall.
Yes.
Right? So the things I just mentioned off. 1, I'm like, I want to go do it. 2, I need to get there. 3, I need to pay for it. 4, I need to make sure I know everything I know.
Yeah.
This is the most important one, right? So knowing everything you know, I'm going to make sure I know who my instructor is. I'm going to make sure I know who's jumping out of the plane with me. I'm probably going to try and find out who's flying the plane, how long they've been flying for, because my life is on the line. My life is on the line. I'm going to make sure I understand what happens when I pull the cord. I'm going to make sure I understand what happens if I pull the cord and nothing happens. I'm going to make sure I understand how successful of a company it's been. I'm going to make sure I know What are my chances? What my weight is? The factors that go into the free fall aspect. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I know every single thing, so that when I look over the edge of the plane and I start thinking, boy, this is crazy, right? Yep. And I'm like, ooh, it's time to jump. Yikes. It's time to jump. I've embraced my reality.
Exactly.
Because now I know what it involves. And then, here's the other part. So I said it was a two-part thing. Embrace your reality and then deal with what is there.
I think that's the hardest part.
Oh, it is. Definitely. And especially in that skydiving analogy. Now, the dealing with what is there aspect is, I've learned everything I can learn. Mm-hmm. And now I'm controlling what I can control.
Yes.
Now I need to deal with what's there, meaning whatever else that comes. You know, if they start saying things to me when I'm in the plane, like, hey, by the way, you know, this plane's about like 80 years old, or there's like a 90% chance that the chute will open. You know, things that are out of my control. Yeah. I'm just going to be like, all right, maybe this is not the one. Or, better, I'm like, you know, let's take chances, let's jump, let's see what happens, let's go. Yeah. Boom. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, I like the skydiving analogy because the whole jumping off the plane, in my opinion, that is... It's, you know, that kind of, once you have the idea, it's where you're about to kind of implement the idea. That's when you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
So in this skydiving analogy, when you're trying to do something, that is like the dealing what's there, which of course is the hardest part,
right. I
think. So how do we deal with what's there? Because it's easier said than done, in my opinion.
What an interesting question. I'll try and answer it.
Okay.
Do you have an answer to that?
Not necessarily.
All right, cool.
Let's think about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. So, how do you deal with it?
Well, number one, the first part where you're embracing your reality, that's definitely the first step. Can't be in denial if you're trying to.
Can't be in denial about everything, anything.
Exactly.
That's so important.
So
you got to know what you're working with. Don't let yourself fall into a place where you're aware of like 80% of the facts.
Yes, 100. Good or bad, gotta know all of the facts.
Gotta have it all. Good or bad.
Yep.
Facts are facts. Good or bad, facts are facts. So you need to have every single one of them there.
Yeah.
Don't operate halfway to your destination, because you're gonna run out of gas before you arrive.
Don't want that. Don't want that.
And we don't do that. We don't drive gasless cars. I also think another part is being open-minded, responsibly. Okay. Be open-minded responsibly.
Elaborate
so
on that.
Part of that process is as you are embracing your reality and dealing with it, you have to be able to be open to radically. Let me say this: be radically open-minded responsibly.
Okay.
So you have to be willing to be open to other people being like, yo, this is a good idea. This is where your idea is lacking. This is what I think. Or how about you try this instead, right? Yeah. People that probably could have better ideas than you, because we don't know everything. I don't know everything.
That's right. I don't know anything.
You don't know everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, not anything. Everything.
Yeah.
You don't know everything.
Yeah.
We don't know everything. So we have to be able to allow other people to come in and look at our idea, look at our movement, look at our, I don't know, whatever it is we're working on, whatever it is our goal is.
Yeah.
We let them come in and we let them give us advice, options. But at the same time, the tough part is learning to discern what is and is not for you.
Okay.
Advice-wise. Learning to pick and choose what's going to advance you and what's going to help you, because not everything everybody says to you is going to move you forward.
That's true.
Not everybody's in your corner.
That is true.
You know, that's not for today. Not everybody's in your corner, but if you're able to learn what is and isn't for you, and if you're able to learn how to not only listen but take in and internalize and then bring it out and apply what people tell you,
yes,
you're going next level.
But that is difficult though,
it is.
Some people
are
easy. In your corner,
it ain't easy.
But how do you know whether or not to take their advice?
Listen,
it's a little difficult.
It is. I mean, but with time, definitely with time and experience. So you're not going to know everything off the bat. You're not going to know how to discern unless like somebody sits there with a cue card or like, yeah, pick this person or yeah, choose this thing.
Yeah. Unless
somebody's got step-by-step directions and telling you what to do, you're not gonna have everything off the bat. But
that makes sense.
But here's the other part. Just put in the time. Just wait, be patient, run through it, and everything will work out.
All right.
And I think part of that also kind of works with having a support system. So
all right.
That's important.
That's a good one. That's a really
having a support system that can motivate you, be there to listen to your ideas. So we always talk about this. We always talk about this. Part of Tembo is being able to have your superstar 5, your superstar team of 5 to 6 people, right? Superstar squad. And being able to have these people we can lean on the most, right?
Yeah.
So if I come to you, Shanna, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I'll use this as an example. Yo, Shanna, I want to make some lemonade, because, you know, Chick-fil-A lemonade is a truth. I want to make some lemonade.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the bomb.
Oh.
Bomb.com. Some good lemonade.
Okay.
Better than, God forbid I say this, better than Chick-fil-A lemonade, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, this is my idea.
Yeah.
I should be able to come to you and be like, yo, confidently too. Let's not shake the table. I come to you and I'm like, yo, this is my idea. I want to make some lemonade, and this is what I'm working with. And then I expect you as my superstar team member to be like, okay, yeah, this will work. Or improve here, improve there. Let's think it through, right? That's just part of having a superstar team. And
there we go.
Obviously that too comes with time and learning how to discern. So I think that definitely links with the earlier point about being able to embrace your reality and then dealing with it.
Yes.
Because you have that team of people around you. And everybody has those teams.
Yeah.
Everybody has those teams.
Regardless of whether you consciously think about it or not.
I can name my top, I can name my top 5, I'll call them all-stars. Right? I can name my top 5 all-stars right now.
Wow.
People that, no matter what, I'll pick up the phone and I'll be like, hey, I have this idea, and they'll be able to rattle off something to me. Or, like, let's talk about this, let's talk about that, let me talk about my day, whatever.
Yeah.
I have those people right there, and because they're part of my superstar team, I'm getting ahead of myself. We grow together.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's important to have. I'll let you kind of nudge in here with a little comment too. Come on.
Of course. I'm all about that superstar squad. And even if it's like small, sometimes you need a small, like I know mine personally, my squad of superstars might not, it's not that big. Okay. Probably, well, okay, of course there's like, the ones that the real ones, the real true ones, and then you got like a few on the outside that you gotta pull some more ideas from. Because even though these superstar people are very important, definitely be open to taking ideas from other people that are around you. And so, like I know my circle is small, but super dependable. All very dependable people who I know, have the best thing in mind for me, who I trust. They vary like in age, like my mom is one, and then I have like, of course, like my best friends, my sister, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love it. Love it. So, let's kind of jump back into Don't Kill the Baby, because that's an important title. So, Don't Kill the Baby. Not letting those ideas die off from the jump can mean you have to have some written goals set. You have to have some ways to, just have things in front of you where it's like, all right, look, I'm going to achieve this, and I'm going to know that from the start, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
From the start. So here's an example. So when we started Tembo, one of the hardest things was bringing everything online.
Okay. How so?
Just in the sense that in person, so like, we're going, so before we got online, we're doing this and that, via person, via phone, whatever. Yeah. And it's a lot easier. There's not a lot that's involved in the process. But now when we come online, this is where it was harder, because one of the very first obstacles I faced was, maybe we might not have that much traction as we thought. And that, remember, fear of failure.
There we go, fear of failure.
So, we might not get enough traction. So now it's just like, let me hold back.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Maybe it's fine where it is, right? So I'm holding myself back from leveling up.
Yeah.
Or here's another one.
Okay.
Where trying to set up everything, trying to set up the website, trying to set up, everything. And it's just like, oh, maybe it's too expensive, or maybe it's, this or that. Tiny things that could have held me back. Tiny things that could held the whole team back. And as a result, having those obstacles there was important, because one, I realized that these things were going to be part of the process. Yeah. But the other part was, what we did was, we set up specific end of the week goals, specific end of the month goals, specific bi-weekly goals. Yes. So now having those goals there will almost kind of keep me accountable to me, keep me accountable to the team, keep the team accountable to me, and keep the team accountable to themselves. Okay. Now we're not going to let little stuff like, oh, we might not get enough traction. I could be speaking to one person, I could be speaking to 1,000. Yeah. But I'm still going to freaking go and get it.
Exactly. That's where you got to be. That's where your mindset's got to be.
Right.
Because if you think about how many people are watching, first of all, you can freak yourself out if there's only one person. Right. You can also freak yourself out if there's thousands of people watching.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Like, even when we record these videos, I'm not sitting here hoping to see 1,000 people or hoping to see one person. No. I am taking this approach as if there's only one person in front of me. Like we're having a conversation and there's just a camera. That's what it is. So being able, even that's a tiny goal right there. Just be like, listen, every video we go into, we're gonna keep it like this, right? So having long-term goals. If you have anything to add, just throw it in there. Having long-term goals and having those short-term goals.
I think those both keep you accountable,
Absolutely.
But also tracking how far you go, because you can set up goals, but tracking like what you've done will definitely keep you in line, because sometimes you don't meet your goals, or sometimes you even exceed your goals. So tracking how far you also go in relation to those goals will definitely be useful, I think.
All right. I have two things I want to say real quick, right? So we're going to end with these two things right here. The first one is, if there's anything you've gotten from this video, anything at all, it's this right here. Or if there's anything you should get, rather, right?
What is
it's this right here. Do not let what anyone thinks or what anyone feels. Don't let the fears of those things stand in your way.
Yes. It's all about fear. Your obstacles are all about fear. Just trying to eliminate the fear, or maybe not even eliminating, because fear is good. Just trying to get past the fear. Use the fear as a motivator, I would like to say.
Here's the next part.
Well,
Here's the next part. Also, while you're doing that, so don't let anybody stand. Don't let anybody stand in your way. Don't let anybody stand in your way. And then part two is do not lower the bar.
Oh, definitely.
So, because it's easy to kill those ideas early. Yeah. If somebody says this is too hard, slow it back and start here and go there. See, those are important people. But listen, if there's anything Paul says to you right now, if I'm selling you a bundle, a package, this is what Paul is selling. Do not lower your bar. Why? Because one, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. One, that's the most important thing. Exactly. Right? You can achieve anything you put your mind to. So lowering your bar is just lowering your value, lowering your expectation of yourself, lowering your ability to kill it. Do not lower your bar.
Don't.
And then part two is this, right? Write this down. Part two is this. When times get hard. We're going to put this on a shirt. You know what? Might as well. We're going to put this on a shirt, on a hat, whatever.
All right.
When times get hard, you go hard.
That's true.
That's all I got to say.
That's it.
When times get hard, you go hard. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
That's it.
Boom. That's about it.
If it's hard, go harder.
Go harder.
Beat it.
Because you know what? If you outgrind the grind, that's another shirt. If you outgrind the grind, you're going to kill it. Listen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining. Like, share, tell everybody about us. Or don't, or do. Please do. But welcome to the thetemboway. We're so glad you're here. We're killing it. Let's go. Outgrind the grind. Don't get outworked. Go harder than the grind. Always. Boom. Thank you so much. We'll catch y'all later.
Bye.